Today I'm going to show you how to make a window well cover. If you have any basement windows in your house, like here, you typically have the window where the window well drops down about a foot, and then there's a full window in there. And the problem you have is when it snows and when it rains, when it snows it fills up with about a foot of snow. But when it rains, it fills up with rain coming down the side of the house, and you could possibly have leaks. We don't have leaks, and we filled everything with concrete, so that really pretty much prevented the leaks. But we still did have a problem with just water getting in there, not leaking into the house, but we thought it'd be a good idea to cover it over with the window well. I'm going to show you how to make a window well cover. Because I think if you own a house, you very likely might have this problem. And I'll show you how I did it. So basically, you just need to buy a couple of parts. In this case, I bought them from Lowe's. And I'll show you what I bought. I bought these metal pieces. And I'll try to put the parts in the description. Here's a picture of the label. I think it says code number, it says on the bottom 11381, and it's basically aluminum channel trim. I'll show you it. And the basic idea is when people think about window wells, when I was thinking about this project, I was thinking about a square where you come out and then you go down and you make a box out of it. But then I realized that a better approach instead of a box is a triangle. It's a great shape, a triangle. Here it provides a slant for the water and the snow to run off of, and it's one less side, so it's less materials, less connections, less materials. It means there's less to break, and it's also easier to construct. So the shape of today is triangle. Now let me show you this. This is the aluminum trim. It's pretty strong. And I cut it with a cutoff tool. If you look at when I refer to any tools, look at my Harbor Freight video, because I show all my tools. So I used the Harbor Freight cutoff tool for like $19.99. It was able to cut things off, and it's very useful, as I'll show you later. And basically, let me put this down. Let me see. The basic idea is, if you have two of these pieces, and you can see each one has a half-inch, there's a half-inch trough in the middle. You can take a piece of PVC, and you can actually put it at an angle. You could put one side straight down, and then one side against the wall. See? And that's the basic idea. That's all there is to it. Let me make sure you get a good picture of it. And all you do is you drill holes in this. First I drilled with an old wired, my Sears drill, drilled holes through it. And then what I did was this. First you measure it. You get the right measurements, you take a pencil and you draw it across. And then you draw a line over here on the bottom of it. And then you make holes in both aluminum pieces to mount it. And you drill holes, you put it back together and hold it together. And you take a pencil and mark the holes on the bottom and mark the holes against the wall where you need the holes. And then I cut holes with my Bosch hammer drill into the wall and then into these stones. The Bosch hammer drill is amazing. And to mount it, basically, you just use this. This I got from Home Depot. It's great to have. It's two different sizes of anchors and screws and drill bits, actually. So I didn't use these drill bits. I used my Bosch hammer drill. And I mounted that into the bottom and into the wall. And I'll give you a view of it. The other thing I used was this Plexiglass which I got from Lowe's. It seems pretty thick. It actually was expensive. A 5-foot piece was like 50 bucks. And I even doubled it up on the front of it. So let me show you what I did. there's actually 2 layers over here, one on top of the other. And here's the side. I put this up first. First I measured this and this, held it together, like I said, drilled holes in the metal, marked it with a pencil on the wall, and marked over here where the hole should be. Made holes in this, through with a pencil through the bottom. And then what I did was I used my hammer drill and I drilled holes into the stone. It's amazing. The hammer drill can go right through stone and give you a nice clean hole. I then used, I actually used in this one, I used the smaller anchors and I used the screws from the larger anchors. And the reason I did that is because you can see there's a little bit of a gap because this concrete is a little bit higher. So to reach in, I use the longer screws. And basically, as you can see, this is doubled up. This is relatively thick. And that's all there is to it. On the sides, with these pieces, I used the metal and I used my cut-off tool to cut off the bottom of this so that I could drill a hole in here and here, here and here, and then I could just attach these these aluminum pieces with a screw, and that gave it some added strength because it attaches from here to here. And then it helped me because on the side I was able to cut with my again with my mini saw, which you could watch in the other video. I was able to cut the plexiglass. I put it up here, marked it with a marker. I didn't do such a great job, but pretty much it. I was able to, and then you just drill holes in the metal, put these screws in, and that holds. This is 1 sheet of plexiglass, and this keeps the snow and the rain out. There still is a little gap at the bottom because it's not even, but it doesn't really matter. It'll keep out 95% of the snow and ice and the rain. And up here, I just ran a thin bead of caulk across here so that the rain coming off the house won't go behind it, but it'll come down here and run down. So I think it's important. If you have a house, you generally have some of these windows. And this is a way where you could do this yourself. It won't cost you a lot of money. And I think it actually looks pretty good. Give you a look at it. And that's really all there is to it. So this is a project you definitely can tackle yourself. I did one here and one over there. Same design. To save yourself some money and do it yourself.